And every time he would land a punch, you would expect the older brother to jump in and retaliate in a more fierceful manner and all that. But no, that's not what was happening. When we were little, we had these neighbors right across the street from us who enjoyed fighting. And they would occasionally have these fighting sessions in their front yard. And some of us just watched. We enjoyed watching. So the fighters were always two siblings. And the older of the two was always the favorite to win, for obvious reasons, of course. And so it was until at some point in time, summer vacations came around. And this older brother traveled. He went to spend his vacation at his uncle's in some other place. And so it was a period of less entertainment for us. Because, of course, with one of the main fighters gone, we couldn't have the privilege of watching them fight. That was entertainment, actually. And so time definitely went by, and eventually the brother would come back. And when he did come back, he let us know that he had gained more skills during the 3 months vacation, and that whenever they will be having their very first match, it will be nothing short of a complete spectacle. This was good to the ears, of course, and we couldn't wait. We were also eager to see the new tricks he had acquired, the new tricks he had under his belt. And so we waited and prayed and yearned for the day. And of course, it eventually came. The day eventually came, and we just stood there, just waiting to be entertained. And came the start of the match. The match started, and this older brother, who usually would be the more aggressive one, for some reason had changed strategy. And now, instead of being that aggressive and exploding the fire within him, no, he started doing some things with his hands, some funny things with his hands. He started doing all these moves, this move with his entire body, his hands and his legs. He was doing these things with his hands and all that. And we were waiting for him to punch and all that, but he was doing these things. And the kid brother started landing punches. Started landing jabs and punches. And every time he would land a punch, you would expect the older brother to jump in and retaliate in a more fierceful manner and all that. But no, that's not what was happening. Because every time the brother landed a punch, instead of fighting back, instead of retaliating, he would just change maneuvers and start doing some other funny things. He would do all those things and make some funny sounds with his mouth. He would do all that, And so the kid brother noticed a weakness and decided to take advantage of that. And he just kept landing his punches. And eventually one of the blows would knock the brother down, a complete KO. So of course you're wondering what happened. This is what happened. It turned out that this older brother, during his vacation period at his uncle's, had spent the entire summer vacation period watching Chinese kung fu movies and Japanese karate movies. He had spent all this time, 3 months put together, watching these movies. He never took a fighting course. He never trained a single day during that period of time. No. All he did was binge watch these action movies. He must have watched too many of these movies to a point where he got so submerged in the movies world that it turned to blur his reality. At some point in time, he could see himself as a character in one of those movies, to a point where even when he got faced with a real situation, with the fights he used to have, this time around, he imagined himself as a movie character. He imagined himself having the same superpowers like actors have in movies. But the mistake he did was failing to recognize a very, very clear line between reality and movies, between reality and fiction. Because of course, movies are not real. And that cost him the game and a lot more, because it will take him some time to find his feet again. We live in a world of movies where most of what we see is not real. Most of what we see outside of us is not real. Social media, friends, colleagues, these people for the most part are movies, because you have no idea what goes on behind the scenes before they present to you what they're presenting, before you get to see the version of what they're presenting to you. That's a movie. Everyone is wearing a mask. Personality, by the way, from Latin, persona, mask. We are all wearing some sort of mask. And so you got to understand that your situations, your reality is real. But everything else from everyone else is just a movie. And therefore, you may want to be very, very careful before copying others because everyone's mask is custom made. My mask fits me best. Your mask fits you best.